People often ask me how I became a real estate agent. There's two ways to answer this. One is, what was the steps in becoming a real estate agent? How did I get to where I was? The other one is kind of like your backstory, like why in the world am I in real estate? And I kind of will touch a little bit on both of these because I do like talking about my old job and my old past. I'm originally a mechanical engineer. I got a degree from Texas A&M University back in 1993. Don't do the math. And I also took 5 years to get my degree because, mechanical engineering degrees are a little hard. Anyway, I did engineering for 24 years. My last 15 years, I was a consultant in oil and gas doing deep water projects in the Gulf of Mexico. My last 8 years of the 15 were over at BP. I was a consultant there doing subsea control systems. It's a great job, very niche. It's kind of like saying, hey, I can put a guy on the moon, and that's a cool thing to do. But honestly, if you're not putting a man on the moon, nobody cares about what you did. Anyway, the reason why I left, and it wasn't by choice, was oil went from over $100 a barrel down to $27 a barrel. And that happened in summer of 2014. They were laying off engineers left and right. I was able to survive to November of 2015. So I made it almost a year and a half, and that was a pretty good stint. My buddies that had got let go in 2014, all the way up to that point in November 2015, they still didn't have jobs. And a lot of them were full-time employees. I was a consultant, so I made significantly more. Anyway, I knew I was screwed, but I still wanted to try to get an engineering job. So I tried for about 6 months to get a job. The real issue, though, was the jobs I was applying for only paid about 20% of what I used to make. Not a 20% pay cut, 20% of what I used to make. I used to lie to them about what I made, and not the good way. I was cutting my pay in half, telling people what I made. They were not too keen to talk to me because they're like, we can't pay anything close to that. I'm like, I don't need you to pay that. I just need a job. I was happy to make 1/5 of what I used to make because it would be better to have a little bit of income coming in than no income at all. Anyway, it was dog eat dog out there. I knew about some people that were doing real estate and they did really well. This was not my passion or my calling, let's just say, but I've really enjoyed the transition. I decided, I probably could get a real estate license, do real estate as a full-time career until oil rebounded. Well, needless to say, I did $10.8 million in sales in my second year. Added a team member in the middle of my third year. We sold 17.6 million. And then in the fourth year, we added another person and we went over 30 million in sales. So it's been a heck of a ride. I've been doing this for 8 years straight now, and I'm not going back to oil and gas. So the main point I'm going with here is I didn't get into real estate because I sucked at being an engineer. I was actually really good at what I did. It's just the market completely imploded. So I had to find something else to do. When tens of thousands of people are out of work that do similar things to what you do, it's kind of hard to find a job. The main thing that I attribute to my success in real estate is my engineering background. I'm very analytical. I'm very process oriented. I'm an excellent problem solver. I have improved my people skills because that's one thing engineers aren't always that good at. We're not always the nicest people. I'm much nicer these days. If you're wanting to become a real estate agent and curious how I did it, the steps to becoming a real estate agent is pretty cut and dry. They're not that hard. The biggest thing is it's actually you. The main thing that will make you successful in being real estate is not the brokerage you choose, not the training you go through, not the niche that you might pick. It's you. It's your attitude. It's your work ethic. If you sucked at your previous job before getting real estate, and you sucked at the job before that, and you sucked at the job even before that, you've got a you problem. You don't have a job problem. You've got a you problem, and you've got to get that fixed because you're going to suck at real estate too. Something that you'll never hear in real estate school from the instructors is that 80% of you will not renew your license at the 2-year renewal mark. 80%. They say 87% of y'all will be completely done in 4 to 5 years. As far as like real estate, it's just insane the amount of turnover. So if you're trying to figure out how to become a real estate agent, I'm happy to go over that in a totally different video. But the biggest hurdle you're going to have getting into real estate is it's all about you. It's all about your attitude. If you don't have the right attitude, the right work ethic, you're going to fail at this, just like you failed at everything before. So make sure you got your head on straight before you go down this path, because I'm telling you, it is not an easy path. Anyway, if you got questions, drop a message down in the comments below. Take care, guys.